in my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again, just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my nail care routine featuring the Russian manicure technique, or the e-file manicure versus a standard manicure. So in my last e-file manicure video, I had so many people ask me lots of different questions about things that I didn't touch upon in that specific video. So I have gone a little bit more in depth, and I'm going to be sharing with you also a little bit of a comparison at the end on how the nails looked like after both different techniques and what I think along the way. So if you guys are interested, then just keep on watching. So guys, moving right on with today's video, and my very first step before I go into any kind of technique is to make sure I am washing and sanitizing my hands. Before you use any kind of tool or any kind of product on your fingers, you want to make sure you've removed any dirt or bacteria or anything like that before you go ahead and start your next step. Simply because if you are not washing and cleaning your hands, you're basically just putting product on top of dirt, and that is just gross. So you want to make sure you're giving your hands a good scrub. So I go ahead and use my scrubbing brush, some Dettol soap and some lukewarm water, and I use that and really give my fingers and nails a good vigorous scrub just to make sure I'm going into the next step with clean hands. So guys, the reason that I thought I would film this video for you guys was because on my last Russian manicure video, which was a few months ago now, I had so many ladies ask me different questions that I didn't touch upon then. So I wanted to do a longer video and really go in detail about the pros and the cons of each type of manicure technique. But I also wanted to share with you my experience using the Russian manicure technique and whether I would advise it to you guys or not. So this video is basically a fool's guide to what I do when it comes to doing my nails. So it is a bit long-winded, but I really hope you guys pick up some tips and tricks along the way. So once I've finished washing my hands, I go ahead and use the towel that I always keep on my desk when I'm doing this type of thing, because let's face it, I'm a messy bugger and I usually get water everywhere. So I start by laying out my towel and make sure everything is in front of me before I get into it. So now that I have clean hands, I am still going to go ahead and sanitize my hands. This might seem like it's a bit out there and probably too much, but the reason that I like to do this is just to be sure. I take the precautions now because I know how it could go if you damage yourself from this type of technique. So now I go that extra length just to make sure I have done everything in my power to make sure nothing goes wrong. So moving right on to the first technique that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, and this is the dry manicure technique, and for that I'm going to be using my Bell e-file and a few different drill bits that I've got from various places, but I will go ahead and leave the very first kit that I did buy down in the description box for you guys. So if you're interested to start doing this kind of technique on yourself, you know exactly where to go, and it's a standard pack of everything that you need. So I'm now going in with my very first drill bit, and this one is from Ink London and I absolutely love it. It's one of my newer sort of drill bits to my cuticle collection, if that makes any sense. So this one is perfect for pushing back the eponychium, loosening it up just so I could get underneath and get any dead skin from the top of my nail plate. So you do not want to be overzealous and push this in too much, because it is super easy to take off layers of your nails, which again could in turn lead to damage. So the whole point of this is that you want to allow the drill bit to do the work. You really do not have to push down too hard, you just have to focus simply on that dry skin. And like every single technique, there is definitely dangers with this one. So this one was probably one that I definitely should not have started doing myself, but now that I've started to do it, I absolutely love it. But it's not one that I would suggest for beginners, because it is super easy to hurt yourself and for it to go wrong. Next, I move on to a slightly thinner flame bit, and this one is perfect for just removing any of that skin that the bigger tool didn't get. So I get a lot of dry skin in the corner of the top of my nail, not quite the cuticle area, but definitely at the sidewall, right at the very top. And so this one is perfect for getting in there and removing any of that with minimal fuss. I then use my scrubbing brush to remove any excess dust every single time I have finished with a drill bit. Then I go on to the really tiny cuticle bit, and this one is an absolute dream to work with. It's another one that is new to my collection, and this one just removes anything that the last ones didn't remove. But what I will say is that this one is an absolute beast. You really have to be careful with this one, because I have pushed it too far into the top of my nail and made my nail bleed while I was watching television and not paying attention. So what I will say is absolutely pay attention if you're doing this technique. It's so easy to hurt yourself or nick yourself, and I'm telling you, nothing hurts more than nicking the sidewall. It just seems to like make your whole finger seem like it's really bruised and sore. So yeah, definitely take your time at this point. You do not have to rush it. This part probably takes me in excess 15 to 20 minutes just to get all the skin off. I do not rush it. I simply take my time and allow my e-file to do the work. And then once I'm finished with my last and final drill bit, this one is a tiny little ball bit, and again this is also perfect for removing any hangnails that are sitting on the top of your skin. I then wash my hands again to remove any dust or debris, and then I apply my cuticle oil. This might strike you as slightly weird, but I love to use my polishing stone to go ahead and just buff my skin, and it really gives it that polished, perfected finish. It is an amazing little tool. These you have to replace more than your regular drill bits, but they are well worth having in your collection. Even if you do not want to go through and do the whole complete Russian manicure, I would highly suggest you get one of these little drill bits in your life. They do an amazing job of removing hangnails, polishing the skin, and really giving your nails a nice, shiny, refined finish. So guys, my last and final step in my Russian manicure technique is to go ahead and take my cuticle nippers and I just snip off any skin that is poking up. I do not cut my live tissue. As you know, the cuticle is the little fluffy part of the nail that sits on your nail. It is not the live skin that sits above your nail. That is your eponychium, and as I've said, it is live skin. Do not cut it whatever you do, because it will only lead to it coming in much more thicker, and you will just have to keep giving yourself some type of weird surgery every time you do your nails, and who the hell wants to do that? It is freaky, and I would highly suggest you miss out that part of the Russian manicure technique whatever you do, because it can lead to major infections. So as you can see, I'm just filing my nails into shape, and that is the last and final step in this part of the routine. So guys, this is an up close look at my nails and cuticles once I have finished with my Russian manicure technique. As you can see, the fingers are really buffed, the skin is really nice and even, and I love the finished look, but at the end they always look red and sore, but I promise I haven't hurt myself. So now we move on to the more traditional manicure, and with this you're going to require some type of chemical to remove your cuticle easily. So for that I love to use the CND Cuticle Away, simply because it's absolutely fantastic, works in a minute, and it really does the job that you need it to do. And then I use my little set of Bizarrely tools. So I have a cuticle spoon, I have a little pusher, and also a cuticle knife. I then have one that is actually for your toes. It's like a curette or something for your toes, but I love to use it for the sidewalls. And then again, I'm also going to be using my cuticle nippers. So beginning with the traditional manicure, here you could see that my fingers are definitely looking like Kentucky Fried cuticles at the moment. They're so dry. So I'm going to go in first and add this cuticle remover evenly to the cuticle area and allow that to sit for 1 minute. And then I take a cotton pad, remove the excess, and then I start to go in with my weapons of choice. So first I go in with the cuticle spoon and I just slightly go in a circular motion following the shape of my nail, and then I just loosen up that eponychium and gently push back the cuticles. It does look like I'm completely going to town here because I have sped up the process, because again, like I've mentioned, it takes me ages to do my cuticles because I don't rush the process. I have learned my lesson from the last time that I completely damaged my nails, so I really do take my time and just give my nails a little bit TLC. I'm always doing my nails and things like that, so I think at this point it really just gives me the opportunity to sit down, chill out and treat them a little bit. Then switching over to the cuticle knife and scraper. First, using the cuticle knife, I just go around my side walls and underneath that eponychium and remove any of that excess cuticle that I haven't removed with the last tool. I do find that sometimes I have to keep going over my nails. I seem to have dry skin on it that I didn't know that I actually had. But yeah, I really do take my time with this. No matter what technique I use, it probably takes me in excess of 20 minutes to do my nails because I do not rush. I refused to rush at this point simply because it is so easy, no matter what technique that you're using, to damage yourself. So if, like me, you use your nails a hell of a lot more than the average person, you really do have to make sure you're putting in the work just to make sure you haven't got brittle nails or damaged nails or anything like that, because I could be a total testament to the fact that it takes an absolute lifetime for the damage to grow out if you've done it significantly. And then once again, I go ahead and wash my hands to remove any of that excess skin and also the cuticle remover so I don't irritate my skin. That's an important step as well. Always remove the cuticle remover because it will irritate the skin if it's left on there too long. So here is a quick look at my nails once I have finished doing that part of the standard manicure. As you can see, I do have a few hangnails and still have some dry skin. So I am going to go ahead and gently remove any of those hangnails with my cuticle pusher. Again, I am not removing much. I am simply removing anything that's poking up, and that is all. And then I go ahead and take my Leighton Denny glass nail file and just file and smooth my nails. I do go in one direction just to make sure I don't split any of my nails. And finally, guys, this is what my nails look like once I have finished all of the steps of a standard manicure. As you can see, the skin is nice and even, but I do have a lot of dry skin left over. So now that we have finished with both techniques, I am going to go ahead and use exactly the same products on both hands. So this is my last step of my nail care routine. So I am going to be using my Nails Inc Nail Kill Base Coat, the CND Cuticle Eraser, Scotch Cuticle Oil, and then Palmer's Cocoa Butter Hand Cream. So my very first step is to go ahead and apply the Nails Inc Nail Kill Base Coat to all of my nails, and I absolutely love this base coat. It's been with me for years. It's about my third bottle and it is fantastic. It works as a strengthener and also helps to nourish your nails. So my next step is to go in with the CND Cuticle Eraser, and this also helps with hangnails. It's an amazing product and I would highly recommend it to you guys. It is super nourishing and honestly feels like a dream when you apply it to your nails. So once I've finished working that into my cuticles and also into my nail bed, I go ahead and apply some cuticle oil to all of the nails, and again I give my fingers a really good massage just to make sure I'm working this into the skin. So once I've finished working that into my nails, I do go ahead and leave that to sit for probably about 5 minutes just to allow that cuticle oil to really soak into my nails, and then I go in with my hand cream just to seal everything in. So I apply a really good amount to my hands and really massage that into my hands and also my fingers. And finally guys, here is an up close look at both hands once everything is complete. So the top hand is the one that I did the Russian manicure on, and the bottom hand is the one that I did the standard manicure on. So the difference that I notice right off the bat is that the top hand looks a lot more finished, more polished and really pretty, whereas the bottom one still most definitely needs a little work. There is still hangnails, there is still dry skin, but I didn't want to cut away too much. But the difference is with the e-file, I could get rid of those hangnails without cutting. So while it's most definitely the more dangerous way to take care of your cuticles, it's one way that I probably will stick to. I just favour the Russian manicure far more because I feel like it really does get rid of all of that dead skin, and when it comes to application of gel or acrylic, I really just feel like it gives me the perfect buff finish and the perfect base for anything that I am putting on top. So guys, don't forget to let me know what you think of today's video down in the comment section below. If you picked up any tips or tricks or anything like that, definitely if you noticed the difference and what you thought of each technique. I love talking to you guys. You just totally make my day with your lovely comments. So guys, that's us finally reached the end of today's video, and I really hope you enjoyed having a little nosy at my nail care routine featuring 2 different techniques. And if you did enjoy today's video, please give me a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!